This time on episode 214 of Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., we'll be talking about the Defenders Take Shelter, we'll do a Marvel News Roundup, and your feedback.
I'm Brady Berserker.
I'm Big Sexy Brian Bales.
And I'm Metal Matson from Super Geeky Playdate,
a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual host.
Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready because geekiness begins in
3, 2,
1.
You have been granted clearance by Director Phil Coulson. Stand by for S.H.I.E.L.D. debriefing. All information to be discussed here is classified and may only be discussed among agents granted clearance by the S.H.I.E.L.D. Director.
Now it's time for your scheduled debriefing. I'm Director SP.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Welcome to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., a Marvel Comic Universe fan show. The show's recorded on Thursday, November 2nd, 2017, live from the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. studios and broadcast worldwide via www.geeks.live. Ladies, happy National Men Make Dinner Day.
Yay. I did not celebrate it because it is also Dia de los Muertos. So we went out for Mexican food.
Nice. Very nice. Haley, did you happen to, maybe get a Cabana pool boy to make your dinner or something like that?
Well, I haven't actually had dinner yet, but a man probably made the pizza that I bought a few days ago and I'm going to nuke when I get done with the podcast.
Are you going to nuke it like in Indiana Jones, nuke the pizza, or?
Is there any other way?
Watch out if you're living in Arizona. Haley's gonna start nuking pizza. In the meantime, let's enjoy what we have, and Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fan-based podcast on the ABC television show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That dang Marvel's Inhumans. Defenders on Netflix, Legion on FX, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the Marvel Comic Universe in general.
Because of nice ears.
If you'd like to talk to us about nice ears, you can visit our website, legendsofshield.com.
You can leave us a voicemail about nice ears at 844-THE-BUS-1 or 844-843-2871.
If you'd like to tell us about how they're really horns, you can get us on Facebook at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Podcast.
You can also find us on Twitter at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.
If you'd like to leave us a comment on our YouTube channel about how their ears or horns, are they red, are they not, you can catch us at youtube.com/GonnaGeek.
And remember, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a proud member of the GonnaGeek.com network.
Woohoo! We're back. We're talking about the Defenders. This is episode 5 of 6, and it's called Take Shelter. And we're not talking about when Haley was saying she was going to nuke the pizza Take Shelter. We're talking about taking shelter like going into protective custody, right, Haley?
Yeah, because how else are you going to get all the B characters in the same room?
Also, it's episode 5 of 8.
Is that what I said, episode 5 of 8? I thought I did.
You said of 6.
Oh my goodness. No, 5 of 8. Yes, so we have 3 more after this. Oh my goodness. There's no way to go back and correct that. So I'm just going to say SP is wrong because SP is usually wrong.
We should have not corrected him and let him think that next week was the last episode and he would never get to see the last 2.
That would be good if this series was called The Inhumans, but it's not. It's called The Defenders.
So much hate.
Have you seen the latest episode of The Defenders?
Yes.
Have you seen the latest episode of The Inhumans?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about the Defenders here. Take Shelter. And who directed this episode?
This was directed by Uta Briesewitz, who has 22 directing credits going back to 2010. She has directed tons of TV. She started with a documentary, though, Oh, wait, no, that's not her directing credits. She was a cinematographer as well. But her directing credits start with Hung back in 2010. She also did Weeds, Suburgatory, House of Lies, Unreal, Awkward, Agent X, Mad Dogs. She did a bunch of episodes of Jane the Virgin, The 100, Fear the Walking Dead. She did an episode of This Is Us, an episode of the TV show Lethal Weapon, not the movie. She did an episode of Iron Fist, an episode of Black Sails, several episodes of Orange is the New Black, this episode of The Defenders, 2 episodes of Jessica Jones, one from season 1 and then an upcoming one in season 2. And then she's done 2 episodes of a new show called Here Now.
So she's pretty experienced, and it's good to see that. This, by the way, is her 3rd discussion appearance on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was previously seen or heard talking. We talked about her on episode 119 and 194. Lauren, who is? There's a group of writers. There's a trio of writers for this episode. So who wrote it?
This episode was written by 3 people. First of all, Douglas Petrie. He has 17 writing credits from 1992, and this is his 12th appearance on our discussion for Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's done an episode of Rugrats, 2 of Angel, 59 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 2 of True Calling, 2 of 4400, 2 of The Batman, 2 of Charlie's Angels, the reboot, 2 of American Horror Story, 7 of Daredevil, 4 of The Defenders, and he also produced Buffy the Vampire Slayer, True Calling, The Robinsons Lost in Space, CSI, Pushing Daisies, Charlie's Angels, American Horror Story, and Daredevil. The second writer is another familiar name, Marco Ramirez. He has 8 writing credits since 2007, and this is also his 12th discussion appearance on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. His credits include 3 episodes of Sons of Anarchy, 2 of Orange is the New Black, 6 of Da Vinci's Demons, 1 of Fear the Walking Dead, 6 of Daredevil, and 7 of The Defenders. He's also listed as a producer for Da Vinci's Demons, Fear the Walking Dead, and Daredevil. And the third writer is Lauren Schmidt, who has 8 writing credits since 2004, and this is her 6th discussion appearance on our show.
Tools that I use.
She's also done 3 episodes of Daredevil, 20 of The West Wing, and 4 of Private Practice, and produced Private Practice, Parenthood, Do No Harm, Power, Daredevil, and The Defenders.
So we have a plethora, a trio of really experienced writers along with the great director. So great creative team behind this, as has happened with all the Defenders episodes so far, which is really key when you have this much talent. And by talent, I mean like the main characters and the main B characters all in one place. So they really did a great job here. And talking about the B characters, they're all in one room, not talking to each other explicitly, but they're all in one room. That was an amazing scene.
Yeah, literally in one room. They all end up inside the precinct there with Misty Knight and... Okay, let's do a rundown. Misty Knight, Claire Temple,
Colleen
Wing shows up, stabbed, which, by the way, take her to the hospital. I mean, just saying. But anyway, she's
That's
fine.
not where they're having everybody meet up.
No, that's not where the Facebook invitation said to meet. Let's see, who else?
Trish?
Yeah, Trish. Trish
Malcolm?
Walker. Malcolm shows up.
Foggy.
Yeah, Foggy and Karen both show up.
I think that's everybody.
I think so. So it's like 2 people at least from each show.
I like also how the Defenders, every single one of them only has like 1 or 2 friends.
Yeah. Well, that's all they could really afford to ship in from each show. And also, it's kind of funny how everyone's like, oh, wow, look, I know that person. Do you know who that person's here? I wonder why they're here. Just not even connecting. It must have something to do with, because I mean, I don't know.
Why does Trish recognize Karen is what I don't get. Because Karen is like a fairly new junior reporter for a newspaper.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe the work that she did with something, maybe she had an interview on Trish Talk at one point. I don't know. Like, hey, remember that Kingpin thing? Here's how I busted it wide open. Or, hey, remember that Frank Castle thing? Here's why he's not such a bad guy. Like running PR for him or something. I'd like to think she went on Trish Talk.
That would be awesome. I want to.
Right?
That is like a one shot that I want to see. It needs to be made.
If they could just have just little like 3-minute one shots of Trish Talk, just interviewing random side characters, like the B characters from all the shows, that would be lovely.
That would be fantastic.
It doesn't have to just be
It'll
the B
never
characters.
happen, but I love it. It doesn't have to be, but I would still love it.
What would be awesome, actually, is that they get like the directors and the writers and interview them as just like real people calling in or something like that. And they're actually, the creative team behind the series, the executive producers, the showrunners. That'd be awesome.
No, they should just interview like the witnesses of all the adventures that are happening on screen. Like that's a segment that Trish Talk does, is like, tell me about your experience with, New York's vigilantes.
It'd be kind of
that would be a really great like bottle episode, I think, for the next season of Jessica Jones. It's like you intersperse that with Jessica doing an investigation or something.
I'm just a little tainted on that right now because this is Thursday, November 2nd, and the latest Supergirl episode kind of dealt with something similar, but took it a completely different way.
Don't say anything because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I actually really liked it.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying. It was completely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was completely different.
Okay. And for something completely different with the Defenders, one of the Immortals dies.
So much for being immortal. Like the whole time this is going on. Okay, so they've captured Sawande. And the Defenders, who are not yet calling themselves the Defenders because they're not even really admitting they're a team yet. Plus Stick's there too. And I love Stick talking to Sawande, by the way. The whole, well, I wondered when I'd be seeing you, and then Stick just kind of waves his hands in front of his own eyes.
Was it actually his hand, or was it his arm without the hand?
I think it was his actual hand.
Yeah.
Because it's, I love Scott Glenn as Stick so much. Just angry Yoda.
Okay, so remember in Iron Fist, you had Papa Rand, who when he died, came back all on his own. That appears to not be the case anymore. Like, these people have obviously done whatever they did to him, to themselves, many times over to bring themselves back. But if they die, they don't just come back.
Not anymore, because they don't have the secret sauce.
Well, they didn't add any additional secret sauce to Rand because he was in a lake or pond or whatever.
Yeah, but maybe something completely different was done with him to keep bringing him back. That's separate than what these 5 did.
Why not do that to themselves instead of whatever they did before?
Because they come back jaded every time.
I don't know.
You're not buying it?
I don't think I'm buying it. I don't think I'm buying what you're selling.
Are you saying there's discontinuity in the Marvel Netflix universe?
Gasp.
All right. And so maybe if, say, somebody named Haley was in charge of pointing out this discontinuity errors in the production, in the writer's room before they went to film, maybe it would be a little bit better?
Maybe. Just saying.
Just saying. And, oh, by the way, talking about discontinuity, it's not really discontinuity, but the team, which are not, it's not a team yet, it's not called the Defenders, they find out finally, Matt comes clean when Stick tells him to come clean about Elektra.
Yeah, everyone else is understandably angry because you didn't tell us your ex-girlfriend has been hunting us down. Although, really, if you were there in the situation, wouldn't it kind of make sense to you why he keeps shutting down every time he starts to mention her? Like, he'll start ranting and then just stop. So obviously something very personal is going on there.
Yep.
Something else?
Yeah, I really loved, like, especially Jessica's reaction. Jessica's reactions are just gold every time.
So wait a minute. Just to be clear, we've said resurrect 3 times.
Yeah, I loved that so much.
Yeah, a couple of these characters were really not prepared for the mystical nature of the Defenders. They did not get the memo.
Jessica definitely did not get the memo. Jessica does not have time for this mystical stuff. She has mysteries to solve.
Did you get a sense
and
that
Luke is not on board either?
No.
Did you get
Luke just has no patience.
That every time that Jessica was off screen that she was chugging some bourbon?
I mean, in all fairness, under that circumstance, I would be too.
Well, what? You want us? And unfortunately, some of the times where Jessica was using her powers, it was a little bit. You could tell that it wasn't her. That the screen was obscured a little bit, or they were using other effects in order for her to make it happen, and it was like in the background, out of focus. But she was there, and she was clearly using her powers. Knife. Yep, and the was another time with the dumpster that closed the door before Gao it didn't matter because she force pushed it away. There was a lot of power use in this episode. Somebody else that's not really using her powers, I haven't really seen her ability to fight or anything like that. Alexandra, she just sits back and watches this whole thing happen. As a general would do, you're setting your soldiers into the fight and you're kind of viewing everything that's happening, but she's not having much success in this episode. She wanted to take one of theirs, actually 2 of theirs, with Iron Fist and with Luke Cage, and she ended up losing one of hers.
Whoops.
So something I wanted to point out, I've been pointing out about Alexandra's wardrobe the past several episodes. In here, where she's very much trying to position herself as the leader of the final 5 of the hand, did you notice she's wearing gold and silver? Like very regal cut.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just, that was very striking to me.
How so? Are you thinking that she's being portrayed as a competent leader, or
I'm thinking that her clothing choices in the wardrobe people's clothing choices have very much reflected the sense of self that she's trying to project, whether it's, the very stark white ethereal above it all of the first couple episodes, the earth tones of trying to be more motherly to Elektra, which that's something I wanted to discuss about this too, when we find out about why she went and found Kunlun all those years, many, many, many years in the past, was because her own biological daughter died. And then realizing, I wasn't meant to be the mother to this one, I was meant to be the mother to the Black Sky. And now, while she's trying to keep control of her power, while the other members of the hand are kind of seeing the cracks, she's very much projecting the very regal, gold and silver and almost military cut of that dress.
In command. The general,
yes.
As I mentioned before. Yeah, actually. I said that out of, I guess, just the feelings of what I saw her on the screen. So yeah, I guess maybe the wardrobe did her justice in that. But
yeah,
her plan is not doing so great. And we find out that they're trying to get back home. They call it home, which is Kunlun, and they need the Iron Fist to get home. You guys have seen the rest of the series. I have not. I'm a little bit confused at this point in time why they even want to try to get home. I don't understand that. Why didn't they just say, okay, I want to come home, but they need the Iron Fist, and they don't need Danny Rand. They've said that many times.
No,
they just
remember,
need the Iron Fist.
They learned the secret to their eternal life in Kunlun.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're out of resources that allow them to preserve their eternal life.
So they got to go back to get the resource. Okay.
The first time I saw the episode, I took it as you're already on your home turf and you don't want to die. That's why you're all freaked out. We're freaked out because our whole purpose up to now has been to live a long, comfortable life. And we just want to get back to our home turf where we can keep living. But yeah, like Haley said, they need the source of their immortality goo. because they're out.
Yeah, they used the last of their resources to bring back the Black Sky, which has now deserted them.
Yeah, they have decided or discovered that Elektra wasn't the perfectly empty vessel that they were led to believe she was. Because she's been having memory leaks, which is something that we have noticed as the show has gone on.
Yeah, and she takes it a step further. After Matt takes an aside with her in a fight. I don't know if I would have done that personally, but I'm not in love with the woman. So he went to Elektra to try to bring her out of it. And she seemed to protect Matt at one point in time, and then went to go find his apartment, loft, whatever you want to call it, and laid down in his bed, which she had been in with Matt before. And it looked like she fell asleep. I don't know if she was just reminiscing or not, but that whole thing was interesting to watch happen. I don't know where Elektra's going to be at the end of this, if she's going to be alive or dead, or if she's going to retain her memories or not. But it is interesting watching this go forward, and you're rooting for her, but at the same time, you just don't know what's going to happen. I don't. You guys do. I don't.
Yeah, that last image of her curled up in the fetal position on Matt's bed was so striking, because we've had Elektra being compared to a child by Alexander, who actually calls her child at several points throughout the show and in this episode. And here she is finding comfort in this kind of memory of her old life. And she's wearing all black and red, and she's curled up on this gray and white bed. And it's this very, very striking image.
Yes, indeed. So the fights, there weren't any like epic long fights like we saw last episode, but we saw many smaller fights, which had pretty cool things going on. And one thing I just want to point out is Luke Cage got rolled over by a garbage truck going full speed. Holy crap.
These things happen.
And he survived okay. I mean, the clothes were a little shattered, plus with all the, automatic weapon fire that he was taking. But
yeah, I love when he shows up and he just looks like a mess. And I was like, what happened to you?
Glad to see it, because they thought that he was taken.
It kind of reminded me of the scene in Mean Girls.
Oh, God.
Haley, how often do you watch that movie?
Like once every 5 years, probably.
Oh, okay. But you remember it so well. Okay.
Well, I just watched it recently with a friend who had never seen it.
I watch that movie way more than every 5 years, but it is such a good movie, y'all.
Yep.
Such a good movie.
So what'd you guys think of the fights then?
They were all right.
Fantastic.
Yeah. They weren't, I think, the best in the series, and definitely not the best in all the Netflix shows, but they were still fun.
Yeah, so as I was talking about last episode 4 in the series, I was saying like this was my favorite so far, and I was kind of hoping that it would just get better and better and better. And you guys said, yeah, this is where it starts to pick up. Now, episode 5 was good. I'm not saying it wasn't good, but it wasn't as good to me, at least, as episode 4. So I'm looking forward to it getting even better. One of the things was this seemed to be like we have the A characters together. Now we got to bring the B characters together just to get them all together. And we don't necessarily know what we're going to do with them yet, but we just have to show that they're all getting together. So it was kind of like an episode 3 for the B characters. So I'm hoping that this just takes off with the A and B characters in episode 6 as we go forward next week. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing how it goes. But you ladies thought this was a good episode though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything with the episode that we haven't discussed that you want to mention, Lauren?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Haley, you got anything?
I think that was all the big stuff that I wanted to talk about.
Do you have any quotes? Because I have one.
Yes. You've only got one, so you can go first.
Okay. My one quote is that I haven't said already, because I said one, was... Oh, shoot. The scarf looked better. Nice ears.
Yeah, I love Matt's just defensive-ness about that. They're horns.
You're the dumbest Iron Fist yet.
Yes.
How many times have we heard that?
Like 4. It's amazing.
Like
I love
every
this.
episode, somebody has to call Danny an idiot.
I really love this series.
Yes. Oh, I can't say that word. All right. If I kneel before you now, Stocko head, will you shut up?
That stick. I loved him. Loved him. The guy just rolled back in. He just was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be using this as a throne. No, you're not, because your head is separated from your body now.
Yep. That hurts so much.
Yeah, it was one of the few times that I've heard Jessica really in pain. Although, I mean, it's not like Luke Cage. She does get hurt, so.
Mm. You are the Foundation. No, Claire, you are.
That's true.
So cool. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Luke Cage about the Daredevil's extending weapon.
Yep. Your weapon is defective. Perhaps this is what we needed. A reminder that everyone in this room is expendable.
Including you, Sigourney Weaver. Ooh.
Okay, to be clear, we've now used the word resurrected 3 times.
Just bringing it back. Hey, this is supposed to be real, folks.
And that's it.
Good episode. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Actually, I said it was going to be next week. Unfortunately, it's not going to be next week. It's going to be in 2 weeks, because next time we're going to talk about the penultimate episode of the Inhumans, Havoc in the Hidden Land. And then in episode 216 of Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., we're going to be talking about Thor Ragnarok. Lauren and I will be discussing that, and we might bring in somebody else. I'm not sure. And we'll just have to see how that goes, because Haley will be on a little junket for one of her other shows. Like, she does like 15. I mean, people say I do a lot of shows. Haley does a lot of shows.
Don't do that many shows.
So many shows.
Do y'all have your tickets for Thor yet?
No, I haven't gotten them because I don't know exactly when I'm going to go see it, which is a little bit of a problem, because I just want to make sure I actually get in and see it sometime this weekend. So it'll be, I'm thinking Saturday afternoon. Which theater will just depend on which one I can get into. We'll
I'm
see.
going at 2 tomorrow.
I wish I could. I can't take off work. It's like,
Going at 12:30 on Saturday.
I have a very late phone call that I have to take at work tomorrow afternoon. I'm like, oh man, because I was planning on taking the day off, and then it happened. I was like, dang it.
Nope. Seen it on Saturday, doing some day drinking.
Yeah.
You seen it at the Alamo Draft House?
Yes.
I don't have one of those around here, unfortunately. So
I'm seeing it at the Star Cinema Grill, which is like trying to be an Alamo Draft House. Not quite, but they do have like drink specials and stuff.
okay, so for those that don't know, and this is going to air on our podcast feed like months in the future. Now, Lauren, first of all, you're not a baseball fan, but you are from Houston, and last night the Houston Astros just won the World Series. So congratulations. I know it's a big accomplishment for any series, for
Yay,
any
Houston.
city.
And this is the first win in their franchise history.
Yeah.
First
So
World Series win. They've won actual games before.
right. So didn't mean to insult them that way, but the point that I'm trying to make is, when is the parade? Because that might impact like when the theaters are empty and full.
I don't know.
Hasn't been scheduled yet. Okay.
I'm looking.
He's like, oh my gosh,
Houston
this
Astros
is
to
important.
appear downtown on Friday.
Okay, so Saturday it's going to be good. But
Yeah.
downtown on Friday, you're seeing it on Friday afternoon though. But
Yeah, but I live in the suburbs.
Okay.
So
you'll be fine. The theater might be empty
like
because of that.
downtown Houston is like half an hour away from me, plus another probably 20 minutes trying to find parking somewhere. So Houston is huge, y'all. Like, Houston is, I think, bigger than Rhode Island.
I think, isn't Houston like the 4th biggest city in the United States?
Possibly.
Yes.
But just size-wise, like, we are just so spread out.
I know this is a trivia question from years and
It's
years ago.
New York, LA, Chicago, Houston.
Okay. This is a trivia question from years and years ago, and I don't know if it's the case anymore. But
Harris County alone is larger than the state of Rhode Island. This does not include the greater Houston metropolitan area, which includes the area that I live. So
I think my back acreage at the lake is bigger than Rhode Island, so it's maybe not that big of an accomplishment. No, but
yeah, you're right. It is the fourth largest city in the U.S.
So
we are the Houston metropolitan area is larger than the state of New Jersey. Okay, I did not know that.
So this is a trivia question that I learned years ago, and I don't know the validity of the specific answer anymore. But years ago, the worst traffic in a metropolitan area was Houston. I don't know if that has changed.
It was for a while, and
might still be, or
the traffic on 290 is just horrific.
Now, I know that the worst interstate traffic in America happens to not be in the continental United States.
It is in Hawaii because there's only 3 highways.
Right. Well,
and only Oahu. 2 of them really get used.
Yeah, H3. It's a great highway, but yeah. All right. So,
but it's supposedly cursed. So.
How can you call it an interstate?
It gets into how you actually use the highway. Like a highway, you can actually enter and exit without on-ramps and off-ramps, and interstate, you need the on-ramps and off-ramps. So there's a little bit of...
Okay, but interstate
is, I guess,
means it connects more than one state.
Well, I think maybe it's called a freeway versus interstate.
Okay.
Anyway, congratulations, Houston. Congratulations, Houston Astros. And may it free up some theater space for Thor Ragnarok for Lauren this weekend. Now, Lauren, in addition to Thor Ragnarok, you also consume many, many podcasts on the Gonna Geek Network, right?
I do. And I'm behind on this one because I'm behind on the shows. But one of the shows that you can listen to on the Gonna Geek Network is the Starling Tribune. This latest episode, number 127, is the Arrow Season 6 tribute. Starling Tribune reporters Stargate Pioneer, Chris, and Michelle review the Arrow Season 6 second episode tribute. Episode highlights include Stargate Pioneer schools Anatoly on how to properly shake down a city, why Star City heating bills for lofts must suck, where to find Curtis for coding help, try Fiverr, and a discussion on whether the fight choreography is holding up or not into the second episode of the season.
Once again, you can find that at GonnaGeek.com, and it is Starling Tribune episode number 172.
First up, we've got some news from Twitter. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Stephanie Beatrice dressed as America Chavez for Halloween.
That's Stephanie Beatrice.
Okay. I tried.
You tried. An attempt was made. But yeah, she has made no secret of the fact that she would love to be Miss America Chavez in a TV show, a movie, anything. So for Halloween, Stephanie Beatrice, who is from South Texas, she's from the Valley, she dressed as Miss America Chavez, and it was awesome. This is why we need more media representation, more cosplay opportunities, y'all.
Now, for those of you that don't know, in the comics, Miss America Chavez has had her own series here since the all new, all different titles started coming out for the last couple of years, and has been part of the Ultimates. So lots of comic book representation for Miss America Chavez.
She is amazing. Chavez.
Next up, we've got some tidbits about Thor. So the cast of Thor played a little game of Would You Rather.
Have either of y'all had the chance to watch this video?
No,
I have not.
It's adorable. It's like Jeff Goldblum, Tom Hiddleston. I almost called him just Thor. Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Taika Waititi. They're all playing Would You Rather. And it's all these Thor-based questions like, would you rather turn into the Hulk in the middle of your wedding or mid-honeymoon during the act? Just stuff like that. So you get to hear their takes on it. It's really funny. They're all really, really funny people. I love Marvel press conference tours because the actors tend to be really goofy and fun, and this is no exception. It's worth a watch. It's maybe about 6 to 8 minutes long, but it's really fun.
Next up, still from Thor, Taika Waititi saw an underdog he could get behind with Thor.
Yeah, he told IO9, in all honesty, I know that it wasn't the most popular or strongest of the franchises, but that's really why I become interested in things. I don't want to come in as the third director on something that's super established, which is why he was able to kind of take it in this brighter, funnier direction, which I can't wait. Oh my God, just a few hours until I get to go see it. Okay. And
yeah. So
it's a good interview.
Yeah. Another project that Taika Waititi might be interested in is a Black Widow movie.
Yes, he wants to helm a solo Black Widow movie, but he wants to make it a comedy. I am 100% here for this.
I have a hard time seeing the Black Widow comedy movie.
Yeah, isn't that more like a Mockingbird sort of?
No, but with all like the really good, there's some really good comic timing moments, especially in like Winter Soldier and Civil War. So I could see somebody making a really good use of her as like a straight man in this comedy movie. So in the interview that he had with IO9, he said, I reckon I could probably bring something pretty unique to any of the franchises. So I'd love to see Black Widow. I'd like to see Black Widow as something crazy and a bit funnier than we expect it to be, because we know her story and it's very sullen and very dark, and her history is very dark. But what's the funny version of that? What's the more entertaining version of that? I was throwing around some ideas with my husband last night. I was thinking, like, if they didn't want to do like a Black Widow Hawkeye team up movie with him being the more bumbling hawk guy from the comics, have Black Widow maybe be training somebody. And it's just her doing awesome spy stuff and just having to be the straight man to just the weird, ridiculous situations he finds her in with this bumbling trainee or something. Just there's so much opportunity because the Marvel universe is so intrinsically weird.
Yes.
There's so much comedic potential there.
Wouldn't that kind of be like a Dinah Prince Wonder Woman movie, like the one that just came out, that sort of comedic timing? Because she was more of a straight man than...
A little bit. There was that fish out of water humor there. But, okay, so I was watching What We Do in the Shadows again on Halloween. It's another Taika Waititi movie. One of my favorite movies. It's a vampire movie. And if you want to hear us talk about it on Art House Legends from Halloween last year, it's on there. I am there screaming about why Stu in that movie is basically gender swapped Bella from Twilight. Anyway, that is another thing of this universe is inherently ridiculous. The comedy isn't necessarily in these characters doing, straight up goofy jokes or something. It's just the weirdness of the situation that they are in. And it's that sort of humor that I think Taika Waititi excels at. Just finding those weird little absurdities and bringing them out. So I would love to see a really funny spy movie with Black Widow. Where she's just like, oh my God, I'm just trying to do my mission. Why is this happening to me?
That would fit the Marvel universe a lot better than anything else. But first we have to get a Black Widow movie actually scheduled, and it's not right now.
Yeah, but since Thor Ragnarok is apparently the best reviewed Marvel movie yet, maybe this will give him some heft.
I also saw, I don't have the link for the show notes, but many of the actresses in the Marvel universe, I think it was Scarlett Johansson, Zoe Saldana, and whoever is playing Valkyrie in
Tessa Thompson.
Those three pitched an all-woman
team. cornered Kevin Feige on the red carpet and were like, so we want this.
We talked about it about a month ago. It was at some con. Yeah.
No, it was on the Thor red carpet, I thought.
Yeah, this is a new one.
Oh, another one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting it from many different directions that people want this.
Yeah,
And people are willing to do this.
This is the thing we want. Give us this thing we want and are willing to pay for.
Shut up and take our money.
Yes.
Okay, so our last little bit of news is that Michelle Pfeiffer has finally been spotted on the set of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay. Also, Michael Douglas.
Oh,
Yeah, but we've seen him in the movie before.
Yeah, but this is him in like a weird wig and young age makeup but Michelle Pfeiffer's there, and Michelle Pfeiffer is looking fabulous as always. And here she's rocking this like 70s, what is it, like the Barbarella blowout look?
I guess that's what you want to
She's gonna
call
be
it.
Playing Janet Van Dyne. And every time I see Michelle, I really need to watch Batman Returns again because she's so amazing in it. But that's a different universe. And here, I just really want to see her in this movie. I can't wait. And yeah, there's Michael Douglas in like a funny wig. Like, seriously, this is a bad looking wig.
Yeah,
but
talking
anyway.
about a comedy film, this Ant-Man's got to be a comedy film because that's the essence of Ant-Man. So, yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing of Ant-Man is Scott Lang Ant-Man, especially now that he's been established, is he's hapless and kind of goofy.
Yep. Can't wait for that to happen. So that's it for the news this week. We're going to move on to some feedback.
All right. So our followers have sent us some more things to discuss this week, and we really appreciate it. Let's start off with Consultant Black Adam at @Starsaber_222 on Twitter, who sent us a link it's from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Twitter account, meet some new faces coming to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's from entertainmentweekly.com, EW.com. And it's a look at four new characters coming in season 5. They've been, everybody, they're in space. They've been kidnapped by some shadowy figures who EW theorizes may be S.H.I.E.L.D., which is what we're hoping for. So first we have Jeff Ward playing Deke, an ultimate scavenger and roguish survivor. We have Eve Harlow playing Tess, resourceful, striving to be self-sufficient in very desperate circumstances. We have Coy Stewart playing Flint, a young man who's been forced to grow up fast in a tough environment, but hasn't lost his desire to make something of himself. And we have Pruitt Taylor Vance playing Grill, a gruff taskmaster lording over those under his command with an unforgiving temperament. The article also has several pictures, which are really intriguing because they all kind of look, I can very much see this taking place on board like a space station. Like it has, I don't know, Firefly alien sort of feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely some alien involvement here. I'm not so sure S.W.O.R.D's going to be involved, but it might. The early reads that I heard was some more to do with aliens than with S.W.O.R.D, but yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fun to see that, especially since we still have the Inhumans on the moon. There might be something with it, but it looks like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is farther out into space than just the moon.
Yeah, and guys, we are a month away.
Yes.
It comes back on December 1st, and today, the day we're recording, is November 2nd.
Less than a month. So close.
So close.
And it's only a month with 30 days.
Yes. Also from @Mr. Paracletes, he sent us a video, Coming to Wakanda. The video is from epicstream.com. It's a Funny or Die video. Eddie Murphy is Marvel's Black Panther in hilarious spoof video. Have y'all seen this?
No, I have not. I gotta see this.
Okay. So I love Coming to America. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's such a good movie.
And this is that movie spliced with Black Panther trailer, the most recent Black Panther trailer. It is, I was cackling, you guys. It's great. I mean, when you hear, the trailer starting and, the what kind of king will you be? And then the royal penis is clean. It's fun. It's fun, you guys. Yes?
Eddie Murphy's movies have been a little bit hit or miss, especially lately, but when he's on, he is on, and I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, he did The Impossible and made me not want to see a Rosario Dawson movie by casting her in The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But his 80s movies were pretty good. Coming to America is still one of my favorites.
Yeah, the whole, daddy daycare, that was pretty funny too, but maybe that's just because I'm a parent.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I have not, but of course you saw it.
Also, he's Donkey in Shrek, and I can't help but like Shrek and Shrek too.
Donkey! I
will never stop wondering how it is anatomically possible for a donkey to have sex with a dragon. Anyway.
Very carefully.
At Mr. Paracletes also sent us another mashup video. Okay, I kind of want to see this. Stitch's Iron Fist would definitely hold my interest. And it's a YouTube video. It's this channel that does mashups, and they did Disney and Defenders. It's lovely. It's the Come As You Are trailer for Defenders. It's that audio, but the video clips are all from Disney movies. So you have Megara from Hercules as Jessica Jones. You have Cobra Bubbles from Lilo and Stitch's Luke Cage. You have Robin Hood from Disney's Robin Hood as Matt Murdock. And you have Stitch from Lilo and Stitch as Iron Fist. And then you have like Cruella de Vil as Sigourney Weaver. It's great. It's a really fun trailer. Just so fun.
Wow, all the videos. I got to take time to see it.
Oh, this one's short. This one's like maybe 3 minutes long at most.
Speaking of people dressed up as the Defenders, some friends of ours did a family Halloween costume where she was Jessica Jones, he was Matt Murdock, and then their baby was Danny Rand.
It was adorable.
I have personally verified that she, the mom, who is dressed as Jessica Jones, did indeed have, and this is directly from her, by the way, have a bottle of bourbon in her coat. So
it's part of the costume.
The costume was indeed complete.
Yes. Yeah, it was an absolutely adorable picture. By the way, if you have any pictures of yourself as any Marvel character or, hey, any Halloween character in general, feel free to share it with us. We loved seeing that sort of thing. I shared pictures of myself as Keyleth from Critical Role on Twitter.
I saw that. That was an amazing costume. Oh, so proud of you. Yay.
See, my plan was to do a lazy Supergirl, but then I couldn't find my Superman t-shirt.
Oh.
It's like, that's the whole reason to own a Superman t-shirt, is so you can throw together a lazy costume at a moment's notice. And fail. Just so much fail.
Yeah, well, Halloween is my holiday.
We'll work on that for next year. I was lucky enough to get home and get the fire pit from the backyard to the front yard, because it was cold here that night when I was handing out candy, and I had fire out and had lots of candy and lots of kids. Usually in the past couple of years, the neighborhood, which has a lot of kids in it, we saw a dramatic drop off after the first hour, because Beggar's Night, trick or treat, whatever you want to call it, is about 2 hours here. And after the first hour, we didn't see anybody. Well, this year it almost went all the way to the end, and we saw a constant stream of kids, which was great, but it was really cold, so that fire pit was really necessary. Of course, you can stay in your house and open and close the door all night, but I just like being outside and seeing everything. So yeah, if you do have pictures, I would love to see them. All right, I think that's it for the feedback. Thank you, everybody, for giving us your feedback. We really appreciate that. I check the accounts, except for the Facebook account. I check all the other accounts throughout the week, and it is awesome seeing the stuff from you. In the meantime, it's time to rooftop walk this one out. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching to the show. We really appreciate it. And as I was just saying, thank you very much for interacting with us. That is awesome, especially the live tweets that Lauren has been doing on the Inhumans. I hear, because I'm still not able to actually live watch the show, but I hear that there is quite this trope that is getting together for the Inhumans therapy sessions.
Yes, there is, and it's great. It's very fun and therapeutic. And yes, thank you so much for everybody who gets a hold of us, whether it's on Twitter during the live tweets or sending us stuff during the week. Just however you choose to get a hold of us, we really, really love hearing from you. And just thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everybody who has sent us pictures of your cosplay or costumes or anything like that, and everyone that's going to, because you heard us request those pictures. We love to see people geeking out.
We do indeed. As Haley and I just did at a wedding. That was fun. One of the funner weddings I've been to. And if you
Definitely
haven't caught that, you should catch the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Twitter feed. Go back to September and you can see some fun masquerade costumes going on there. But until next time, please send us your pictures. And I am Director SP.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
See you guys next time. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, go to gonnageek.com and you will find all our contact information and other shows. You can also visit legendsofshield.com where you'll find our complete archive of podcasts. The music heard on this podcast is by Kevin MacLeod, found at incompetech.com, and also artists on pond5.com and audiojungle.net. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual hosts and do not represent Stargate Pioneer Productions, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Gonna Geek. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the property of the Disney Corporation, Marvel Studios, and ABC. No infringement is intended. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is copyright 2017.